Wow.
And then what was the other stat they threw around today that I found interesting? This was the sixth lineup, six
Out of
roster,
last
six
7 games,
of
6 different offensive lineman
line.
setups. Jesus. Like Joe Judge is always talking about getting the best players out there. How is it that in 6 different weeks there's a different best player at each position at the line?
Everybody, it's what in today's world, there's no losers. Everybody's the best.
I guess so. Or shoot, in our case, the worst.
New York Giants fans, welcome back. Week 7. Giants versus Carolina Panthers with a win. Before we get into our fabulous and very, very detailed analysis, I want you to do one thing for me. All right, 3 things actually. I need you to subscribe because subscriptions, come on, you don't want to miss our show. Also, like and hit that little bell so you can hear that little ding ding when we post because I don't want you to miss anything. Hey, how about those Giants? Can you believe we won against the Panthers?
No. But I will say I think the only main reason we won is because there's no McCaffrey. Let's be honest. And then Sam Darnold went out. So I mean, we'll take it. It's just it's weird to feel happy as a Giants fan right now with all that's happening. So we'll take it, but I was very shocked and quite frankly, I'm speechless. It was a very surprising game.
If you are fans of our and loyal subscribers, which we hope you are, please subscribe to our channel. You know that we typically do a Giants dance when there's a win. We feel uncomfortable celebrating. It's
quite frankly
that type of situation. We feel uncomfortable dancing and being joyful because it almost feels like a fluke. I hate to even say that. It's
right,
awful.
right.
You just don't know what you're going to get with these New York Giants.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that because let's get into statistics. You know I like to do my little stat analysis. So Giants fans, by the way, I'm not pulling these stats out of my ass. I actually found a website called statmuse.com. I use it to keep up with current stats and relevant stats as week by week they change. Even after the game, it updated. While I was getting ready for the YouTube podcast, it updated. So I was like, you know what? Let me look and see what it says. So I found some things that are very disturbing. We're number 9 in the NFL for offense in terms of most yards. We're in the top 10 for yard production.
Oh my God! Wow!
But you want to know what the scoring was? The TDs for the Giants? 24th.
Bruh.
We're ranked 24th. So we're the 9th worst in the NFL for scoring. So how is it that we are the 9th best in yard production, but we're the 9th worst in scoring? How do you do that?
I don't know how you do that. Only in a really odd season could this happen. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense.
I've never seen a top 10 offense be 2-5. It doesn't even make any sense. How? Like when I saw the teams that were in that list, I'm like, there's no way we should be 2-5 with that stat right there. We're doing everything right, it seems, on offense. I'm thinking that maybe we just are bad at offense. We're top 10 in yard production. In theory, on paper, that's a good offense, right? But you look at the scoring.
You would think.
And the scoring's not there. So, and then let's dig into this again. Now, the defense has been all over the place. We were really good. We were a top 10 defense last season. But you want to know where we are right now? We're 28th.
Can't even imagine.
We're 28th in terms of yards allowed, meaning we've allowed a lot of yards. Yeah. We're very up there in terms of one of the worst teams that gives up yards. Today, you couldn't tell that was where we were. No. They played good defense. They played like how they were playing toward the end of last season, where they were a top 10 defense.
I was thinking as I was watching the game, I was like, some of our best playmakers right now are on defense.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was by halftime. I was like, you know what? I'm seeing great production.
Yeah.
On defense.
And people like Bradbury are starting to come alive again. Bradbury had a little bit of a slump the past 2 weeks. And Bradbury bounced back, and he's looking like that Pro Bowl Bradbury that I love. I love Bradbury when he's Pro Bowl caliber. When he plays like that, he's an elite DB. And I need to see that more from him going forward because at this point, this is a development year for all of these young guys. We're not trying to make it to the playoffs at this point. I think we just play, tough it out. At this point, you really can't tank now because we just won a second game. At this point, try to get to a 500 record. What worse could you do? Let's try it. I mean, that was very surprising to see what they did to that Panthers team and the way they beat them up. Darnold got beat up. I felt bad. That's the first time I felt bad for the opposing quarterback. I was like, dang, he's really getting beat up. Not having Sterling Shepard clearly did not matter this game, but it gave Darius Slayton the time to get his feet wet again. He didn't have that much. He had the most yards out of all the receivers. He had, I think, 63 yards. Yeah, he had 63 yards. 5 receptions for 63 yards. Stat Muse. And Evan Ingram only had 44 yards, but he had 6 receptions. But we're not making those big plays. Like the Giants, we don't have that time and development to get those big plays where we throw it down the field for 30, 40 yards. Daniel Jones can barely set his feet before there's somebody in his face. The line, let's talk about sacks allowed. The line is surprisingly 18th in sacks allowed, which means they're in like that middle area. But you wouldn't be able to tell when you watch them game by game because you're like, Jesus, Daniel Jones never has time to throw the ball. And when he does have time, half the time the receiver don't catch it because they just don't catch it. Like he'll throw it to them and it hits their hands.
It goes through their hands.
Yeah, it happened today. It happened to Sills. Ball went right through his hands. Poor man didn't even get to go back out there, I don't think. I only saw him out there once. I didn't see him at that much in the game after that one mess up.
He didn't have too many opportunities after that.
I mean, look, Devontae Booker did his thing today. All the receivers aside from Sills did their thing today. Even Pettis, he did his thing.
It was nice to see young Pettis out there getting it in. You know what? I was excited for him.
Was a call that they were trying to see if it counted or not. He was still nervous about it. He looked still happy. Like, I'm sitting there nervous like, oh boy, here we go. More shenanigans with the touchdown review. There's always something.
Really spent a lot of time
Always something. There's always something with the Giants when they score. Even with the Kyle Rudolph play, they had to review it multiple times. I'm like, Jesus, every play is always like close.
It can't be something where it's clear.
Never.
The guy goes in and catches and everybody sees it and it's clear.
Exactly.
We haven't had those moments in a long time.
Right.
Speaking
Since the
of
Victor
a long
Cruz days.
time, we haven't had a more than 20-point game win since 2012.
Bruh.
What the heck is that?
Wow.
I mean, that's an insane stat. They popped that up at the end of the game. I said, "You've got to be kidding me!" It's almost 10 years.
That's bad. Wow.
And then what was the other stat they threw around today that I found interesting? This was the sixth lineup,
out of 7 games, 6 different offensive lineman setups. Jesus. Like Joe Judge is always talking about getting the best players out there. How is it that in 6 different weeks there's a different best player at each position at the line?
Everybody. It's in today's world, there's no losers. Everybody's the best.
I guess so. Oh shoot, in our case, the worst. But
no bad players on the Giants. We're all the best.
I think that was a very interesting thing. I was very concerned. I was like, of course, they start the game telling us some bogus bullcrap like that. Talking about we haven't had a consistent line since like week 2. So that was very disturbing. But, they pulled it out. There were a lot of mistakes early by the line. What is up with linemen running downfield on pass plays?
Why?
I didn't know that those type of players needed to be told not to do those kind of things. That should be something you should know as a kid in Pop Warner. And they were like, it was like egregious. Like Matt Pert egregiously was running up the field. Like he was just like shuffling. Literally, he was side shuffling up the field. I'm like, what are you doing? That is not even the type of block that you do on a pass play. No, that's not even an actual block. Maybe on a run play or a screen where you turn in from pass block to run blocking because you could do that, but not on a regular pass play. And then freaking Nate Solder did it. Nate Solder was the first one to do it. And he's a veteran.
He should know better. He should definitely
He's a
know
bum.
better.
I don't like Nate Solder.
You
So,
heard it here. The son doesn't like Nate Solder.
I mean, that's been known. I may have not said it on YouTube, but I've never liked Nate Solder. Like his first year, I questioned why we even traded to get him. to get like trade with the
Somebody saw,
Patriots.
per usual, somebody saw something in him that nobody else saw.
Bill Belichick
Per
probably
usual.
said that he was good and just said, "Here you go, just take him."
Yeah, you know, and we would listen. Oh, thanks, Bill.
Yeah, at least Dave.
Look at
Not by
that.
we, you mean Dave Gettleman. He'll believe anything.
Let's talk about DJ. Let's talk about DJ.
Jesus, talk about playmaking.
Second half DJ. First of all,
One-handed
I was
catch.
almost having the one-handed catch. I almost had a heart attack. He's
Multiple
way-
times.
This too much. He's
Why are
out
we
there
throwing him out there like that?
It's scary.
We
And
can't be
guy
that
just
bad.
Came off a concussion.
Yeah.
We're that bad. No. We're that bad.
That
but
we need to
have
use him
put-
like that?
We have to use our quarterback in that way. And let's face it, without that one-handed catch and moving the ball like he did, we wouldn't have got that touchdown that gave us a little bit more momentum.
You're right.
Come on.
You're right. And also on the flip side, he needs to start sliding. He keeps running and leading forward. At some point, somebody's going to say, "Oh, bet." And since he's already a runner, bam, they're going to hit him. And he might get hit in the head again and get his bell run.
here's the
He
thing.
needs to slide.
There is enough film from each week where he was showing his athleticism for plays to be made around just that.
Mm-hmm.
Our opponents are definitely going to be watching that. The little cutesy, what was it? Was it Pettis to DJ? Was it?
It was Pettis to DJ.
Pettis to DJ. Those little cutesy things. We only got one time really to do that effectively. I don't know what other tricks Jason Garrett has up his sleeve. I don't know that he can, do that, imminently again. But I am very concerned for Daniel Jones' safety going forward. I just think it's too much. His body to me is not equipped to take the type of hits that he could end up having to take with those types of run plays. I just don't think his body over time and over time could be 2 years, could be less, where he could really, really bang himself up and, cause other problems that he can't even foresee right now.
That is very good analysis by the mother. I think moving forward, the Giants, like I said, need to just tough it out. Let's just shoot for a 500 season at this point. But we want to see what you think in the comment section down below. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and make sure you drop a comment and let us know what you think. Do you think the Giants should move forward and just try to make it 500? Do you think we should just try to turn this season around? Or do you think it's still a good idea to tank and just get a draft pick? Because we're still in rebuild mode. We're definitely not out of it. So just let us know what you think. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, please. And have that notification bell turned on so you know when our next video is live. That's all for now. Please make sure you guys take care and have a good week. Bye.
Bye.